Warning: the following video clip contains strong language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello there everybody and welcome back to another battle report from WarDog Gaming Battle Reports. I bid you welcome. What is this? A new army? A new faction? Dread Elves? What? This background is foretelling of something at least. Okay guys, so let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right into this battle report and see what myself are playing this time.
Do I know you?
Yes, you do.
This seems so familiar.
You're in a dream.
Who are you?
I am your reflection. You've been asleep for a very long time.
This army introduction song is called Losing My Life with Falling in Reverse, a band that I recently discovered and I have fallen in love with that band, I gotta say. They are super nice. So if you haven't heard them before, then go check them out. So what is this? Emo Elves on the channel with me, Mr Wardog, playing them as well. What? Yeah, you guys have read it right. This is the first time that I will play Dread Elves. Well, not only on the channel, but like ever. So this is gonna be a super interesting one for sure. And Dread Elves are for sure one of my favorite factions. They are definitely the favorite elf faction in the game for me. I love the fluff, I love how they look, everything with them. They are just such a super awesome army. So anyway, let's just jump right into it then guys. So for my list, I have a Cult Priest. It is the Battle Standard Bearer with paired weapons, Cult of Nab, Alchemist Alloy, Hero's Heart, Obsidian Rock on a Divine Altar with Light Lance. Basically means that that guy has 4 in offensive skill with lightning reflexes, but he has 4 attacks, strength 5, AP 3. The altar does a bunch of damage as well. It can give +1 to wound on everything within 12 inches, including himself of course, with a bunch of special rules. It's just a silly good piece. Really nice. Anyway, my general is the Oracle with Alchemy, Wizard Master, Destiny's Call, so she has a 4 ward save. Morg's Reaping basically means that she has 4 attacks always at least with strength 4, AP 3. Every wound that she makes will give her a Veil token, which is a super nice synergy. And then she has Ring of Shadows because I need her to be within the Tower Guard, and they need a hard target for sure because that's probably their biggest weakness, is anything that has ranged. So as said, 23 Tower Guards with banner of Gardekos and full command. Gardekos means that the unit has almost always +1 to wound because they get this death trance, whatever it's called. You guys that are playing Dread Elves, you know what it is. I will be wrong with the names of all the rules and the units for the entire battle report, so I apologize in advance for that. So bear with me still though. Anyway, in core we have 2 times 22 Blades of Nab. They have Musician, Standard Bearer and Rending Banner. Then I have some Dark Raiders with repeated crossbows and shield. They are my semi-chaff, so to say. I just throw them in whenever necessary to do so, otherwise I try to have them as a harass unit, hunt down war machines, hunt down other enemy team's chaff, try to hit them where it hurts basically. Then 5 Dark Acolytes with a champion. That means that they have the Wizard Conclave, so they give a channel, and I have 2 spells from them as well. Then I have 7 Dread Knights with Banner of Blood, full command as well. Banner of Blood basically means that they have devastating charge plus 1 attack, but it doesn't work for mounts though, but it's only for the knights. But yeah, it's more than enough. For 50 points, definitely worth it, in my opinion. And then as some ranged threat as well, I rounded off with 3 Dread Reapers. And that is my list, guys. Feel free to diss it if you want to, but I really enjoy this list, I gotta say. With that said, let's move on and see who my opponent is and what he is playing this time. That army introduction song was Slit Wrist Fury with 36 Crazy Fists. Another great band. Have a look at this, guys. They are back on the channel as well. Kingdom of Equitaine. The Dirty French, as we like to call them. And yes, this will be my army. And it's Mr. Dickhead himself, Mr. Rasmus, that is playing these guys. So Rasmus were borrowing an army of mine. He just went to my place. We had a bit of a fika, as we call it here in Sweden, and then we said, let's throw down the game, so and record it for the channel. So Rasmus is gonna play this, a damsel with divination on Equitaine Unicorn Wizard Master. She has Talisman of the Void and a magical hero, which basically means she has 2 in channel and 5 spells. Then he has a Duke, Armed General, Bard of Warriors with Renown, Shield, Questing Oath, Fortress of Fate, Kingslayer, Black Knight's Tavern. This means basically that he rerolls all ones to hit, to wound, and armor saves. And then Black Knight's Tavern basically means that if he dies, he gets back into the game with 1 wound left, and everything else that happens in that phase, he gets a free up war save again. So let's say you kill him with something in ranged, like a cannonball or something, then he survives the cannonball after, comes back with 1 wound, and for the entire remaining shooting phase he has a free up war save after that cannonball shot. Renown means that he has heroic lethal blow, which means that he has lethal strike that becomes D3 wounds. So that is super nice. And Kingslayer is the common item that you guys probably already know. Then he has a Paladin, with he's the BSB with Lance, Pegasus, Shield, Crown of the Wizard King, Rim Record. Crown of the Wizard King basically means he has another spell. He needs to roll for it though, of course, and gets the #1 spell in that path. Then in core he has 5 Aspirant Knights with Musician, 15 more Aspirant Knights with Banner of the Last Sarge and full command, 15 Peasant Bowmans with Musician. Then he has 13 Brigands, 13 Knights of the Quest, full command with Banner of Speed. So these guys I haven't painted though. They are like a project in the making, so to say. So I'm painting them as I'm making this battle report actually. so I have to apologize for playing unpainted models in this battle report. But anyway, moving on, we have 2 Scorpions, a Green Knight, and rounding it off with 3 Peg Knights, champion loose formation, which means that they are skirmish. That's it, guys. Well, feel free to diss the list as well if you like to. Anyway, this is what Mr. Rasmus will play, so let's head over and see how this game went. Boom boom, well hello there and welcome back to another battle report from WarDog Gaming. Alright guys, so glad that you are all here. If you're a new subscriber, then feel free to press that subscribe button, click, if you enjoy this kind of battle reports. So okay, the same format will be as the one that we had earlier. So basically we will have a bunch of recordings for you guys. It's gonna be half and half, basically half video stream, half me talking about the battle however it turned out by looking at some PowerPoint slides basically. So for starters, let's check in the layout of the table, and for this one we are playing as deployment type refused flank, so it's a diagonal deployment, and as secondary objective we are playing secured targets, and it's all about claiming this counter over here and this counter over here in the forest. You have to be on top of it with a scoring unit at the end of the game basically. Okay guys, so let's do it like we always do. Let's check in how we deployed by looking at our recordings, then head back, look at our spell selection, talk a little bit about the deployment phase, and then we go into turn 1. So for starters, let's jump over and see how we deployed.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another battle report from WarDog Gaming Battle Reports. This is me once again, Mr. Douchebag, and today I'm gonna play Dread Elves, the cameraman's army, I gotta say, so props to his painting. Everything is not completely painted though, right Danny? No. You have just started this army basically.
Yeah.
But we are gonna give it a go anyway, so. Alright, so over here we have 5 warlocks, whatever they're called nowadays. They have 2 spells. They have Crippling Fatigue and Ice of Fire. That's their 2 spells. Behind them we have some Witch Elves, 22 of them, Standard, Musician and Rending Banner. A Repeater Bolt Thrower, another Reaper Bolt Thrower, another Reaper Bolt Thrower. Some Blackguards, 23 of them, with... please tell me, what's it called now?
Oracle.
Banner of...
Banner of Draconis.
Oh, okay, banner of something that we even can't pronounce. And the regular stuff, full command. Then we have the general here, which is occultist, oracle, sorry. With Morix Reaping, 4+ ward save from the common items, whatever it's called now again. And Ring of Shadows, so they have hard target as well, and -1 in weapon skill when you're gonna try to hit them in close combat. And then we have an altar with 22 more Witch Elves, or Blades of Nab as they're called nowadays. They have Standard, Musician, Rending Banner. The altar has 4 attacks, strength 5, AP 3, because it has Hero's Heart, and then it has 3 up arm save, 4 up ward save, and it has something else, magic resistance, 2 in magic resistance here. That's them. Also, the Oracle is a level 4 alchemy. I'm gonna show you the spells later. And then we have 5 Dark Riders with shield, repeat the crossbow, 7 KoE Knights with the Banner of Blood and full command. And that is my list.
Alright, so that was my deployment. Let's head over and see how Rasmus deployed.
Here we go.
Okay, facing off Mr. Douchebag, Mr. Dickhead here. So we start with what we got. We got the Knights. So for start, the Dreaded 13. The Vortex Slayers.
The Gore-Tex Slayers, yeah. I remember them far too well.
And then we got some Peg Knights. In there, Lord Flax we got, but he is downgraded because he haven't done so well lately. So just a Paladin BSB with Crown of the Wizard King and the Wormwood Core, so a breath weapon, strength 5. And then we got 13 Questing Knights with Banner of Speed, full command. In there we got a Damsel on a Unicorn with Divination, Magical Heirloom and Talisman of Void. And for my General we got there, he got of course the heroic Lethal Strike. He also got Fortress of Fate, so rerolling ones to armor save, to hit and to wound. He got the Kingslayer and he got Black Knight's Talbar, so he will return to the fight when you kill him with 1 wound remaining basically. And then we got 15 Aspiring Knights with full command, Ban of the Last Charge, so impact hit banner. We got 2 of the Bolt Throwers, will hopefully shoot some altar into the face. 15 Brave Peasant Archers, 5 more Chaff Aspiring Knights with Musician, and we will probably throw in Green Knights when he is needed. Okay. And that's it.
What is the objective? What is the deployment?
Objective is secure target. We are gonna claim these markers as you can see them. We're using these euro coins here. And as deployment type it is what's it called? The diagonal deployment. So refuse flank.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna play today.
Right, so let's head over and see what kind of spells we took.
Alright, so here we have the Oracle spells then. So for her spells we have Alchemy Fire, Quicksilver Lash, Glory of Gold, Molten Copper, Corruption of Tin. And the Warlocks you have already seen them, it's Ice and Fire, Crippling Fatigue. That are all my spells.
Yeah, and for the good guys, we got Divination, Scrying, Unerring Strike, Fate Judgment, Stars Align, and of course Breath of the Lady. And we rolled for the Crown of Wizard King, and we got Divination there as well, so we also got No Die Enemy.
So that means basically that Rasmus rolled Divination on his Wizard Cap, which is a little bit unlucky, but who knows, maybe it comes into play anyway. And for the sneaky Dread Elves, they have Alchemy as you guys know, and this is a super bad path to go up against as Kingdom of Equitaine, but also I think it's one of the better ones to have on Dread Elves considering they lack AP otherwise. So the synergy is great, especially on Witch Elves for example, that has 0 in AP, but then you give them Rending Banner, then you lower the armor save on your opponent, then you maybe give them some Glory of Gold as well, and then boom, they rip through everything. Alright then, so for the deployment phase we had a roll-off. The Dreadlocks won the roll on which side they wanted to choose. I then cut the board like this and choose to take the right side because I wanted to claim the ruin. And basically just to fend off all the knights. If they want to go through that ruin to kill a bolt thrower or whatever, then feel free to do so. That was my thought anyway. Then Rasmus told me to start to deploy. I dropped a unit, he dropped something, and then we had this back and forth a couple of times until Rasmus said that he wanted to drop everything to try to go first because he wanted to pray. So we had a roll off for who's gonna go first. We rolled like even on dice 3 or 4 times until I finally beat him on the dice roll. So once again a little bit unlucky for poor Rasmus. So with that said, we're off to turn 1. Dreaders. So here we have a nice overlay shot of the movement phase, but let's move over to the recording and see what I say.
Alright, cool. And so for movement, turn 1. So basically what I did was just try to zone his stuff over here with my Blood Knights. So basically what I have done is done my max wheel here. So 1, just so I put over here. I'm 20.5 inches away from them to make sure that if he want to go and threaten the objective or just come in this direction of any kind, then I have counters in place. I can wait for him also here. Basically the whole tactic is just zone him, force him to do stupid maneuvers that he don't really want to do, while I just hurl shots at him until he feels desperate enough to come charging at me with whatever he has left. Okay, the altar is here just to pin everything in place, and well, basically just to be a sort of like a buffer for my entire armor right now. I need the BSB bubble, and also I need the altar for these 2 units that are my core. Witches are staying out here just to threaten whatever you want to do here, also to zone him in case you want to go into the forest of some kind, who knows. The Warlocks are over there to make sure that I can hurl spells at him, and also if necessary throw them in as a chaff unit or whatever. Then both floors just stay in place, and that is my movement. So off to magic, and we get the number 8 spell card, which we really can't be that disappointed with. Cool.
Alright, so straight into magic then, and since I have a bunch of spells that Rasmus don't want to allow, yeah, basically everything, then I start off with a cheeky little Ice of Fire on these guys, his skirmishing scouts here basically. And that is just to get rid of them because they are screening his knights to make it harder for me to shoot at him with my bow throwers. So I start off with that, kill about 7 or so. Or, well, 5 apparently, according to the picture here. After that I try to lower the armor save on the questing knights, which is a spell that I will keep on spamming every turn. In that way I will force Rasmus to throw the spell dice at that, and that can give leeway for me to throw basically whatever else I have left. So I start with that, then I do a Quicksilver Lash, fail to cast it because he has magic resistance here. and I think that was about it. It was a super poor magic phase actually. I think I whiffed super hard on my spell attempts, but I got off Ice and Fire at least. Then we go into the shooting phase, and we start off with some repeater bolt throwers and kill a bunch of more brigands. So now they are down to 5 guys left, and that's it basically. So a very poor turn 1, I gotta say, with that spell card and with all my shooting and everything. So yeah, I'm not happy with this. But with that said, we're off to Mr. Dickhead, I mean Rasmus, turn 1. So with that said, let's just jump over to his recording and see what he has done.
Okay, so for the knights, starting on this flank, these guys move into forest. If I can't kill these bastards in magic, I will breath them to death. These guys will shoot them to death. If not, they move up a bit, not too much. They stay without in a 19 range of his call one knight, so they won't charge. Otherwise here everything is pretty much standing still.
Okay, so we're off to magic.
Yes. And for magic we go for the
Now
worst card in the game. Of course.
Yeah!
2 veil token plus 2 channel, that's 4. So 1 more dice and 1 save. So 6 versus 5.
Straight into magic, and Rasmus tries to get off an unused strike first of all. He'll throw it with 3 dice but fails to cast it. Then he takes the rest of his dice, and I think he 5 diced a Fate's Judgment. I failed to cast, I failed to dispel. He gets it in and kills off 2 warlocks. Ouch! Yeah, but they pass their panic check though. After that we go into his shooting phase, and he opens up with the brigands and the breath weapon and everything that he has, and kills off 2 more warlocks, but the champion is still alive with 2 wounds left, so I am super happy with this. I expected them to die here actually, so I can't complain. Moving on, this bolt thrower over here of Scorpion opens up on the altar, misses. Whew, super happy with that. And this bolt thrower opens up at my Dread Knights and misses them as well. So yeah. Also his bowmans are out of range to shoot at anything important, so they open up at my Dread Knights and does absolutely jack 0 to them. So with that said, we are off to Dread turn 2. Alright, so Dread turn 2, and we have a couple of charges actually. We start off with this champion here into his brigands. Rasmus chooses to hold. He is too close to make a stunner shoot, so that's his only reaction. And then we take the witch elves into his Pegasus knights. I have no idea why Rasmus did this, but we talked about it, and he thought that his Pegasus knights are going to be stubborn in the forest since they have the skirmish rule. But that only works if you have skirmish and not fly. So, and I told him this after I made the charge, and I was like, oh, damn. But he shoots the hold anyway, so. Alright, so let's see what happens.
Okay, so charge phase, movement phase, we do it all the same. We can start here. The disappointment of the year, they need to roll a 4 on 2 dice, roll a 3, of course. Fails the charge into the Peg Knights, so congratulations Rasmus. And then we had another charge. We had this little brave soul go into those brigands just to clear them off, which is super nice. Other than that, we do a complete super push here because Rasmus has given us the opportunity to do so. We have found an opening here in between, so. And then we just back off with these guys to keep on doing the same thing, zone his entire flank here. And then we're keeping Chaff here to make sure that if you want to go in here and be brave, then we have an opportunity to just chaff him and then charge him. Other than that, we did a little swift reform here because, well, we needed to clear some more room for the bolt throwers to have some leeway for their shots, basically. So what will happen basically is the witches will die now because they failed their charge, and the rest looks like this. And then we go to the magic phase, which we get a number 2. So, and here we go from there.
Okay, so the first thing that we do is that we get off a Corruption of Tin. We roll this on 4 dice onto his Question Knights. And I suggest that if you play Alchemy against a very high armor saved team, and then I suggest that you do this every turn. Well, at least for the first 3 turns, because this will accumulate for the entire game since it is a remains in play. so it is super important to get it off, and super nice. After that, he dispels the rest with the dice that he has left. So we then basically go into the shooting phase, and we start to open up with 2 of the bolt throwers into his questing knights, and we kill 4 of them, which is super nice. Then the third and last bolt thrower opens up on these urns. I need to kill them off as well because he can use them as chaff. I don't know if he has realized it yet, but he can make a super annoying move with these guys if he wants to do so. Then the Dark Raiders opens up on the questing knights as well and kill off another one. Forces out the panic check, but Rasmus passes the panic check. But this will be super nice for later as well, because now the knights are down to arm save 3 up. And if they go into anything of my units, then they will, all my units have AP because of rending barons and such. Then I think I just destroy these knights before they even get to swing. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Of course, we have a combat. I go in with super march and only kill 1 guy. Rasmus goes back, does nothing to me, and he sticks there. So, well, I can live with that. That means that I will kill him in his turn, and then I can well, do whatever after that. So I'm happy with the result. So let's move over and see what Rasmus has to say about turn 2.
Okay, so well, for the knights turn 2, we started with charging, and we did roll a 7 charge to get into the Blade of Knob. We also passed a march check to march them over here. They are still in combat. This unit stayed pretty much still. The archers are gonna stay still to shoot at the fast cab. They move up a bit to flank. And for the scorpions, they pretty much have to stay put. And for magic, we got the number 6 spell card.
So with that, we move straight into magic, and look at this, guys. Alright, so they have corruption tin already, as you guys already know. Then he gets off Star's line. I let it go because the only thing that I'm really worried about here is that he will get plus on his agility, so he swings before me. Other than that, I think I just destroy the unit before he gets to swing. He also gets off scrying on himself, but I don't care about that either because I'm hitting him on 2s. At the moment, that will mean that I hit him on freeze, and I have poison hatred. So hitting him on freeze is just good for me because that means that I can get in more poison shots at him instead. So yeah, I think overall, just letting him get off scrying won't affect as much. So with that said, we are then off to his shooting phase. And Rasmus starts off with his bowman, plinks off a Dark Raider over here, which is a little bit annoying, but I take that. Then this stinky bastard gets a shot off onto my altar, hits, wounds, I fail the ward save, and he does 2 wounds to the altar, so ouch. Also kills off, let's see, 2 witch elves as well, so yeah, that is super annoying. But that's all he does in his shooting phase. The other scorpion misses, so straight into combat. And we can start off here. This time the champion goes in and kills 2 more. I think him and the horse together kill one each. Rasmus goes back, does nothing to him again. Rasmus then breaks, and he continues to pursue him down. So then it's gonna end up looking like this, basically. And this is also super nice for me. That's actually the best thing that could happen, because now he has an open leeway to continue his path of destruction to Rasmus Scorpion here, and then can go into the back line and start to clear out other stuff. So then for the other combat, Rasmus goes in and his general starts to open up by cleaving 4 witch elves in half. Ouch! But he hits on 2s, wounds on 2s with 1s to reroll, so I'm not expecting anything else. Then the Witch Elves goes back and destroys 5 knights, which is, I don't know, a little bit lackluster. Maybe I think I should have killed even more. Anyway, then Rasmus in return, as retribution, goes in and kills maximum output with what he has here. I don't think he failed a single death blow. So yeah, that is super annoying. So basically the combat is gonna look like this after, and that means that he with just 1 kill, I just needed to have 1 more witch elf here to be steadfast. He then makes me auto break and chooses to restrain and passes the restrain check, but the witch elf then flees off the board, and it's gonna look like this. Yes, exactly like this, and this is super annoying. But I have a nice counter charge in place, but I expected the witches to actually stay there, to be honest. I didn't expect them to break, not when I had Corruption of Tin on him. Yeah, well, I was wrong here, because the Dice God, he did what the Dice God does. He lucked out. Okay then guys, turn 3 Dreadouts, and this is the overlay. So for starters we are gonna have a charge. The Tower Guard into his Questing Knights. Rasmus chooses to hold, and then we have this brave little champion over here that is lying on the floor at the moment, charging his Scorpion, needing a 5, and the Tower Guard needing an 8. Both of them are gonna have Swift Stride, because I will activate from the Divine Altar the Swift Stride function, so now they have that as well. So let's move over to the recording and see what happened.
Alright, okay. Yes, movement and charge phase. So charge phase, we needed an 8 on Swift Stride here to counter charge his Questing Knights. Got it exactly, so super lucky there. And over there we needed a 5 to go into the Scorpion and start to clear them out as well, so I'm super happy with that. Here we have finally taken the advantage now, because basically everything is cleared here, so I'm gonna push here to both contest the objective and also make sure that basically threaten him over here with whatever else Rasmus wanna try to do. The altar needs to be close to this unit the entire time. These two units have the synergy to defeat most units in the game, I would say. They work really great together. So they have to stick close to each other. And then both floors, yeah, of course they're just staying put. So with that said, we're off to the magic phase, and we get the number 7 spell card. So that means 9 dice to 6.
Alright, so back to magic, and we do it again. Corruption of Tin on his Questing Knight unit. This time Rasmus dispels it, which gives me leeway to get in Glory of Gold instead, which is the spell that I really wanted. So now I have AP 3 on my Blackguards here, and AP 4 on the Sorcerer, and then also I have Rerolls the Wound, because I have given him Alchemical Fire. And that's about it. Then we go into the shooting phase, and my Dark Raider starts to open up on his Knight's Aspirant, kills off one of them. Let's move back to this picture, and with all the Reaper Bolt throwers I try single shots onto his BSB. I hit with one of them but fails to wound him, so he lucks out super much here, and I whiffed a bunch, so not exactly what I needed. Fucking Reaper Bolt throwers to fail me again. Alright, but let's move over to the combat phase instead, and let's start here with the Warlock. The Warlock goes in and does 2 to 3 wounds, something like that, onto the Scorpion. The Scorpion goes back, does a wound to the Warlock actually, but it breaks. I round it down and overruns to the other one, so it's gonna end up like this. The Warlock now has a one wound left, and well, I'm hoping for him to dodge the incoming Scorpion shot so he can go in and kill that one as well. Then let's move back to this picture, the grande finale of combats basically. His Death Star against my Death Star. The only thing is that his is a little bit depleted. But what we do here though is that we take all the attacks that we can onto his Questing Knights, so I can allocate hits with the Sorcerer or Oracle or whatever she's called nowadays onto his Damsel, because she swings on agility 6, the Blackguards on agility 7. So my plan is just to kill his Questing Knights, so the Damsel has to go into the front rank and then kill the Damsel with the Oracle. And yes, that is exactly what happens. In retribution though, Rasmus swings with all his attacks from his General onto the Oracle, and with divine attacks from Stars Align, he gets off the final blow onto her and kills her just exactly. That was a little bit unfortunate. So basically we traded the sorceress here. That was a hard word to pronounce. Sorceresses. Whatever. Anyway, he auto breaks and I try to run him down. So this is the aftermath. And here we can see that General fleeing, and he goes away with 1 inch shy. Well, or 1 inch between us. Oh yeah, so I tried to catch him, but I ran 1 inch shy from him. That's what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, with that said, we're off to Kingdom of Equitaine, turn 3. Alright guys, so basically this is how it's gonna look like in Kingdom of Equitaine turn 3, the layout of the table. So let's jump over and see what Rasmus has to say.
So we're starting here. My general with minimized leadership because of guiding light, rally. And now he's facing off some pissed off tower guards. This guy made a shot into the ball tower. Hopefully they can win that. You never know with my rolling. That could go into the shit. Over this flank, this guy's just back away. The archer standing still, hopefully can kill the fast cab. This guy standing behind there. And the ballista have one shot of getting rid of his mage.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
So for magic.
Okay, so since Rasmus' magic phase is kinda obsolete because he has only Crown of the Wizard King still alive, he tries to go for the spell but gets dispelled. Then we go into shooting phase and Rasmus starts off by opening up with a bowman onto the Dark Raiders, kills a guy. They pass the panic check because the BSB is 18 inches close. Then he tries for a lucky shot with the Scorpion here onto the Warlock, and guess what guys? He dodged it like a boss, hell yeah. So that means dire news for that Scorpion. And with that we go into his combat phase, and yeah, the Pegasus Knights just obliterate the the Dread Reaper in the ruin there. And then Rasmus chooses to hold here in the ruin so he can remain in hard cover, which is a super smart plan for him to have. Alright guys, so with that said, we're off to Dreadles, turn 4, and let's jump right into the next recording.
Okay, so movement phase, charge phase. So basically we did another charge here, like Rasmus expected, and that guy needs to die. And then this guy, he's just sliding off, but he's in close combat here now. Also, I don't know if this was smart or not, but I did the Dark Rider charge into the bowmans. They did a sand shoot, kill one of them off. And then I'm just now hoping to survive this and make him fail a stealth check on a 5. That's what I'm hoping for.
No, that's gonna fail.
Yeah.
If my knight can't fight, my peasant hopefully will save the day. They usually does.
Maybe, might be, true. Yeah. Other than that, these guys have just swift reform and are moving towards that direction. I don't know, I'm still debating if I want to go away from the objective or not. We need to do something at least with that unit. And other than that, we have backed off here because I know Rasmus is a dice god on crack, so if he gets another attempt to charge for these guys on a rerollable Swift Stride double 6, he will definitely get that one, and that I don't want to have. So with that said, we're off to the magic phase, which is pretty obsolete at this point because we have just one mage in combat. So right, we got 5, 7 plus a couple of tokens. No matter. Right, 2, shoot.
In the magic phase I do something super crazy because I just feel a little bit sad for Rasmus. So I take 5 dice and throw Scribbling Fatigue on his bowman, and I actually get it off, so now the Dark Raiders have rerolls to wound on them. In the shooting phase, the Reaper Bolt Forest that are still alive opens up on his BSB again. One of them hits, wounds, Rasmus fails the ward save, and then I do 1 wound. So disappointing. Alright, so that BSB is still alive. Then we go into the combat phase, and the Warlock survives, and the Scorpion breaks and dies. That's it. Then we go into the next combat, and the Dark Raiders goes in and kills one guy, it seems like. Rasmus goes back and does nothing to me, so that means that I win with charge. 1 wound against a rank, so I win with 1. He has to take a stealth check on a 5, and as you guys can see, fails it. I run him down, and that is super nice. Then we go to the last combat, the Mortal Combat. Yes, the Tower Guard goes in, does 1 wound on him. Yeah, it seems like, or maybe 2. Might have been 2 actually. And then he goes back and does 4 wounds to me. So yeah, super nice for Rasmus. I think I might have won. If I did, then Rasmus stayed there. That's it. Alright, with that said, we're off to Kingdom of Equitaine, turn 4. Okay, so let's not waste any more time. Let's see what Rasmus has to say about turn 4.
Yes. So for the first thing, these guys charged this lonely guy here. He is decimated, so he won't rally.
No, I
that's a good
forgot
thing.
about that.
They failed to redirect, rolling like 5-5-6, so they failed.
Bastard.
Yeah. This guy had to push up a bit to get out of the arc of these boogers, giving him a charge of a 16, we said, or
I have no idea.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can,
something like
we
that.
can measure to see what it is. It's gonna be 15. for
15,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
These guys are standing here fighting, and this guy made a charge into the bolter. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so since Rasmus has basically no magic or no shooting, well, he has one spell that is getting dispelled every turn from now on. Then the turns are going pretty fast, so we can just jump right into combat. He goes in, destroys the Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then he overruns, so it's gonna look like this with the Peg Knights. After that, we're gonna move over to this combat with his general. I killed the general in this turn, but he respawns with 1 wound left. The general then goes back and kills 1 tower guard. I think I win the combat with 2-3 or something like that, but Rasmus stays there on a single roll of a 6 or a 7 or something like that. So with that said, we're off to Dreadels, turn 5. Let's check in the recording and see what happens.
Alright, so these goddamn assholes failed to roll a 6 on Swiss Ride. Runs forward for 3 inches, so they are in a little bit of a pickle. But to secure this, we are putting up a counter charge in place to make sure if Rasmus is gonna do this, then I will flee, of course. He knows this probably already, and then I will just counter charge him in the flank, and then they are goodbye instead. So we have to do that instead. And what else? These guys are keep duking it out. They have activated his Black Tabard now, so he has 1 wound left. And that thing is gone, so we're happy about that. That bugger over there ran off the board. He couldn't pass a rally check. And these guys are just staying here in the background because they failed a march check. So they are keeping away from his errands not to be charged. That's it. And then we're off to magic phase. Good joke.
Well, yeah, magic is for pussies, right? Who needs that? So basically, since, well, we have actually 1 shooting. We have the Reaper Bolt Thrower here that tries to put another single bolt into the VSB. Fails to hit again, so those Reaper Bolt Throwers have been absolutely useless. I think they kill like 4 Question Knights and that's it. So they have definitely not get back their points, that's for sure. So, but then we go into combat. And hell yeah! We strike down General, so now the General is down. Ah, that feels good. So General is no more. He maybe killed no, he did absolutely nothing because he has a great weapon, so he swings last. What am I saying? So with that said, we're off to Kingdom of turn 5. Okay, so I don't think I have a recording on his turn 5 what he's gonna say, but it's gonna go super quick. Basically, it's Pegasus Knights into the Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then he does the errands, obviously, into the Blood Knights as well. Or sorry, KoE Knights, whatever they're called. You guys know what they're called. I choose to flee here. I run a 7 on flee distance. Then Rasmus needs a box course on 2 attempts. Fails both of them and runs forward 6 inches. I think he rolled like 6-1-3 or something like that. Then we go into his magic phase. Good joke. He has no shooting phase. Kills Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then we're off to Dreadels, turn 6. Last turn of the game, guys. Okay then, so remember that I have the altar over here pinned in place to make sure that I will punish him if he try to do this. So let's move to recording and see what happened.
What happened here basically, I charged him in the flank. I don't know if Rasmus saw this, but these assholes then waited for him to, when he basically fled, he went off, put himself on top of the hill. I then charged him again with the Dark Raiders. Catched him, killed the entire unit, they failed the charge, they catched him there. That's basically it. They just over here, they went over here and claimed the objective. These guys are also claiming the objective, so objective is secured for Dreadels. This is the last thing that happens. No more shooting, no more magic, no nothing. Rasmus, you want
I have 1 question.
Yes.
There's a unit missing on the table.
What's
That the fleeing cold ones.
Oh yeah. Assholes rolled a 10 and went off the board, of course, because yeah, they felt sad for Rasmus. That's it. So, and also by doing that, now Rasmus can complain that only he is rolling bad. You know, Grelos are rolling
well, the
bad,
thing
rolls
is,
as
I'm
well.
playing bad as well as rolling bad. So of course I deserve to lose. Like this is, I don't know what to say. It's under all criticism.
Do you think it was a bad matchup for you though?
I think it's always hard with the high IP and the
Alchemy.
alchemy. It was actually nice for trade-off to actually get rid of your wizard pretty early.
Yeah.
I lost the mage and the green knights, of course. That was just misplaying, to be honest. Like just forgot him in. And well, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, there's nothing else you want to do in your turn, right? So.
I'm considering, but
You wanna
I'm
try
taking
to do a
like
short share?
3 wounds or 2 wounds.
3 wounds left.
3 wounds
You wanna
left.
try to go in there and kill it with the last unit? You wanna try it, or you wanna conserve points?
Nah, let's go for it.
Okay, right. We have a combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
Captain
maybe
Tata.
not auto. I rolled an 11, so no problem.
Let's keep filming this.
Okay, sure. Let's run this through. So we have no magic.
Yeah.
Combat.
I want to move my BSP close so I can just get to roll.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right. So smack over here.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't really matter because it's my last turn. So.
Yes, exactly. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I go first.
Sure.
So let's do the altar first. Hits you on 2s, wounds you on 2s, re-rolling ones.
Yeah.
So everything 8b3.
Of course, if it's 3, 5 up, 5 up.
Yeah, 5 up.
Nothing.
Okay. 4 attacks from the monster, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the agility of the monster?
4 or 5.
Five.
5. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it doesn't-
Okay, so hits on freeze because it doesn't have like reflexes, wounding on 2s. 2 wounds, 8b2. Alright, and then 5 up. Okay, kills 1. And then we have witch elves and the guys in there. So how many guys is it in the altar?
3.
3. Okay. 1 attack each. 1 attack each. Okay. Alright, so let's do witch elves first. Let's see. That's 3 plus 2 in behind. Hitting on 2s with reroll. Oh, good for reroll. No poisons though. What? Okay, for activating random banner, by the way.
Yeah. 3 wounds.
3 wounds, yeah.
3 up.
3 up.
1.
6 up.
No.
Yeah, it kills another. And then we said there was 3 guys in there. 2 up, 4 up, and then AP0, I think. Nice!
Oh, 1, of course.
6s.
I didn't work.
Alright, thanks for the game, good
Thank
friend.
yourself.
So, handshake.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so the only thing that we have left to do is calculate the score, and it's gonna end up a 16-4 to the Dread Elves. Unless you point in the last crazy charge that Rasmus did at the end there, then it's gonna end up a 17-3. But as Rasmus said, that is nothing that he will have ever done in a competitive game. Then he would have just conserved the points. So I don't know if we're gonna calculate for it or not. It was just fun for you viewers out there to see. But I'm gonna say thanks for the game, good man Rasmus, my good friend. You are a pure pleasure to play as always. I gotta say, good sir. And Rasmus is one of the regulars here on the channel. He has his own battle reports, as you guys have probably already seen if you have watched back in the history and looked at some of them. And I think he was a little bit unfortunate in this game. He was a little bit unlucky with a couple of dice rolls, but there was a couple of, I don't know if you can say dumb moves, but I will probably say, be as harsh and say that. One of them was, why didn't you ever spawn the Green Knight, Rasmus? You could have spawned him with after you had done the charge against the Witch Elves to prevent the Tower Guards to go into you. That's one of the main things that I will have taken away from this match. But I don't know, sometimes the brain doesn't do what you like it to do, right? So you just have brain forces sometimes. So anyway guys, if you like this battle report, then please press down a like on the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already and you enjoy these kind of battle reports, then I suggest it's time to do so. Otherwise guys, until we see each other the next time, have a great one everybody, and peace!